part of this. My apologies, I could not attend today's morning class, but now I'm better. Oh, most of you are going on dates every day with yourself. Lovely. So some of you who had joined the Zen Gym with us, you know that every day you were going on a date with us then. And some of you joined us for the first time. Don't worry. Today we will go on a very, very special date with yourself. So grab a glass of water, cup of coffee or tea. I would not recommend coffee because it's already 8. Then you won't sleep and you won't come tomorrow's class. And let's start. This session is divided into 2 parts. The first part, Niranjan will be teaching you how to illustrate everyday items, how to make yourself a diary where you can just write your emotions, where you can write in it. And in the second part of this class, I will teach you to have a conversation with yourself. How do you go on a date with yourself? What is the small talk that you will do with yourself? Otherwise, most of us, whenever we talk, we're like, hey, what's up? How's life going?
How's life going? I'm fine.
So stay tuned for both these sections. We are trying to get this in 1 hour itself. And also I want to launch some new programs with you, which I'll be telling you later. But right now my hands are itching. Let's start drawing. So one small announcement. Some of you have joined from different other groups. Niranjan, can you drop the link of the group in this chat box?
Sure.
So what we are drawing today, we want to share with you the picture. So I'm sharing it, the platinum group, in the level 10 group. In case you are not in both of these groups, you can join in the community group.
We had announced on Instagram that we'll be holding the workshop. We got an unprecedented number of people joining in. So this is especially for everyone who joined in us from Instagram. You can be a part of our inner community. I'm sharing the link with you right now here in the chat. So if you're not part of our community 1, 2, 3, or any of our main core groups, please do join in, and you can get in touch easily with us and be a part of more of such our date nights.
We have a lot of things planned this entire month for all of you. So make sure you attend all of the events.
All right.
And what we are drawing today is a very, very special drawing. One is, of course, you'll be learning how to draw a detailed ink cup of coffee, how to make a cup of coffee, how to write it. The second thing that you will be learning in this class is drawing a full-blown art cafe. And this cafe, this coffee place that he's going to draw is actually one of the first things that I had drawn when I came to Niranjan's classes.
You want to reveal it now right away?
Sharing the drawing. Okay. So let's start. No, we are not sharing the screen already. We are just there. So many old faces also I'm seeing now. It's beautiful. Old faces, new faces, all of them I can see here.
Please join into our WhatsApp groups if you're not groups, if you're not part of it yet.
So by the
images
this date with yourself is a series of classes that we will be taking with you. This is the first part of this class itself. Very soon, in after 20-15 minutes, I will tell you what are the next classes going to be in this series. We want to start this into a more regular thing, that every Wednesday or every Thursday we'll come together and we will we will spend time with ourselves.
It's more consistent.
Ramya, it's shared in the level 10 group. I'll share it once. Or you share once and they can take a screenshot.
No, they can see. The reference images can be seen here, so don't worry if you're not, if you can't see it if you can't find the picture or something, you can always see from this itself, from the drawing screen itself, and you'll be able to make sense of what is going on. All right. So here, super cool. So you can all see the screen. It's shared here, and you can see the reference image as well as the drawing. It's already here. So here we'll start. See, right now, the first thing that we'll be doing a coffee cup. So come with me, even if you're not someone who's never drawn before, you're drawing for the first time, this session is going to make it super, super simple for you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of gap and the half of the page, because this is where you'll be writing. So leave, if your book might be like this, your book might be.
I will recommend you give me place to write here. You draw here. in this area, so people can write in this area.
Okay. So we'll be making a very small drawing. Your book might be one that looks like this, or your book might be one that opens on both sides like this. But whether it is like this or whether it is like this, we are just going to take one small box, one small corner like this, and that is where we're going to be drawing. This corner will occupy, like what do you say? You can say, you can take 1/2 of the bottom and 3/4 from this. This is all the area that is going to take. So the very first thing that we'll be doing obviously will be drawing these guidelines. Okay, that is our starting point. From here, I'm drawing a line at the center of the gap that I'm drawing with. Make note where I'm drawing the line. These lines, every line that I'm drawing is important. I'm drawing a line at the center of the space. This helps me provide an axis. Now I'm going to draw one horizontal line on the top. Okay, one long horizontal line on the top, as in the top of the area in which I'm drawing. And I'm also going to be drawing one horizontal line little below this. So these are the axes. So basically what I've drawn is the axis, this guideline for this. That is what I've drawn here. Now everything I draw, I can maintain within this. This is called axis, called the guideline of it. No matter what you're drawing, the problem with what most of us do is we look into the details, right? We like drawing the details first. I'm telling you to not let go of the details for now and simply focus on the fundamentals. We have 170 participants joining in. This is super cool. So here now we are starting here. So I want you to draw an oval like this. Okay, you can just draw an oval like this. So now when you're drawing an oval, challenge that a lot of you are going to be facing is you will be making it, you will struggle to maintain its correct shape. Maybe yours will look like this, which is where this is coming in place. You're drawing a horizontal line and this will act as the anchor. So you're going to draw whatever you're drawing, you're going to draw around this line. So I can exactly see here and here what has happened. Same thing for here. I'm also going to be drawing one small area here. This will be at the base. And SAE, you can complete the cup by simply drawing vertical lines here. Slightly slanting vertical lines. That is how we constructed a geometric shape. So it's a very simple shape, but I'm showing you the step by step process to do. If you're someone who's starting for the first time, I will say, please trust the process. Do not rush. Do not think that, do not give up so easily. If you're someone who's already experienced, who's been drawing, we do a lot of workshops like this. If you attended our workshops before, and then I will say, please stay with me. Do not jump, do not rush, because then you're going to miss out on a lot of key factors. So I'm started with the base and I'm started the top. What you have to note here is that the top is slightly wider than the base and not the other way around. You've drawn two guidelines and we've drawn two ovals. I'll also draw one more base like this. I'll add one more base here. So around this line, note around this line, I'm going to draw one oval that I'll complete here.
If you have just joined in, don't worry. We are just warming up. There is lots to happen in the session and a large drawing to do. We are just warming up. Do not worry.
Warming up. Yeah. So now you have a base, you have this, and you can just add one more this part here. So we'll just show the coffee here. I've slightly modified the shape of this, made it much more larger cup of coffee. This is a small coffee cup. I've made it a medium-sized coffee. If you make it bigger, it'll look like a king-size coffee. So, you can just change the shape a little bit to modify. What you have to look for is make sure that the curve is smooth from the side. The shape is kind of same and it's not bending unnecessarily. I can add a handle here. So you basically do is you make an inverse C, right? This is C. You make an reverse of C, an inverse C. One inverse C you do. Inside that you do one more inverse C. One inverse C. You can make it curved or you can make it slightly angular like how I have done. Whatever your preference. You can make it bigger if you want or you can make it smaller. And then inside that you're drawing one more angular C. Comment in C if you're with me so far. C. Yes, super cool. Okay, now you have done this. Now pay careful attention. I'm drawing another C on the outside, but I'm only taking it half the way. Half the way. The other half I'm going to draw from inside. Now notice how suddenly this handle has got depth. This is an area that a lot of you when you're beginning will struggle. You will try to get the shape correct. You'll try to show the depth and it gets difficult. So here what I'm basically done is I followed the step-by-step process and I'm just simplifying this. One C, inside C, outer C, half inside, half other half inside. So you can really feel the depth. And let's just add another oval outside of this so we can get a nice depth around this here. Don't worry too much about the accuracy of the shape. We'll get there. And that's your coffee cup. Let's just add a small base also here. Just a small base and a nice shadow and all will do. Okay. Easy, right? That is easy. So how is that? That is easy, hard, interesting. Comment in EC if you found it easy, or H if you found it hard. EC or H. Handle is slightly tricky, which is why I want you to follow the step-by-step process. I'll illustrate this here again for you. Step 1, step 2, step 3, half outside, other half inside. See, that is how you can get that depth. You can just add a small shade here and you'll get the complete depth. Easy, right? It is super easy, right? So have you all got a pen? You have all got a pen, right? Use a gel pen now. We'll do a little bit of hatching into this. So first, I will just simply draw the outline over whatever I have drawn. You can just simply draw an outline very casually, like very casually. You're just going to draw one line outside another, and you don't have to try and get this lines complete. Like, see, even my lines are slightly incomplete, it's a little half. It's very casual because you're making a sketch note here. Like you're not trying to make a Mona Lisa. You're not aiming for perfection. You're simply making a quick sketch note. So it's okay if the sides are a little irregular. It's a little easy. It's a little tricky. And that's okay. See here, I'm also leaving this half complete. That all this done gives it a look of a very this rapid work that you're doing. It gives it a look of, it gives it a spontaneous energy that you're working. Okay. So that's your cup. Let's add a little more hatches inside this and add some more depth. So inside I'm just going to place horizontal lines. Notice how I'm just using lines inside. See, just pull your pen and make strokes. This is called hatches. See, there's no particular way that you have to do hatches or anything. Just pull your pen strokes and you'll get hatches. So the more lines you add, see, add little more lines inside, you'll see how it's starting to look much more dense. And why am I doing this? This helps me get the dark look of the coffee. The dark look, it shows that something is inside. Very dark. You can make it very dark. See, just put lines in close proximity and you'll get this effect. Okay, just line. And do this with pen, not with pens. Pen as well, pen will get that finesse. And on this side, I'm just placing slightly curved diagonal lines. Slightly curved diagonal lines and I'm placing parallel to it. This is called hatching. Slightly curved diagonal lines. Slight curve, but diagonal. And if you don't curve it a lot, it's okay, it's diagonal. And how about this? Inside this also, it is going to place a few lines, leaving a little bit of gap. That gives us a base. This is called, here you're adding a base. So now you're adding also depth. A lot of you first time artists. Superb. Yes, I'll wait for you. Be quick on the feet. I'm deliberately speeding up the instruction because I want you to get that quick spontaneous energy over it. Like if you're overthinking every line, if you're doing it, then you will lose that flow. So get into it with the flow. It's okay if a little bit of lines here and there is up, just get into that momentum. And inside here, you can just fill this part here with inside this. Yes, you can turn your paper around. Absolutely no problem, Simar. Yes, it's very easy, right? Very easy. Now the next one we are going to draw, you're going to be blown away. Okay. So now here, just place this inside this one. Notice it, just so I can get the depth, I'm just filling this with slight diagonal lines. That's see, now I have got depth, I've got shade, I've got every
I
single
want to
thing.
add something here. Most of you have attended Niranjan's classes before, or even in these last week. You would have noticed Niranjan is going in a slightly faster pace than he usually does.
Yes.
That is very deliberate because we want this skill we are going to give you is not about sitting in leisure and drawing. But if you have 1 hour, if you are sitting in some cafe, if you visited some mountain, if you visited something, how to quickly capture the essence of the drawing.
Yes.
So catch up with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see Niranjan has made its own alterations. He's changed it. Just
I've changed it a
try
lot.
to go around with your own. It should look like a cup at the end of the day.
That's it. Right. The same, you give me one drawing, I can teach that in 5 hours or 5 minutes.
Don't feel pressurized that this is going all like jaldi, I'm not able to catch up. That is the core of it. Quick drawing.
Okay. So now we have made, this is your first drawing. Drawing number 1. So if you're done this so far, comment in 1. So that to show we've completed number 1, the first drawing. Yes, you can turn your paper around. You can ask your questions in the meantime as we wait. And most importantly, drink water. Hydrate, guys. Hydrate. Keep drinking water.
And just 1 minute, you can also write this on the.
The name of the technique is hatching and cross-hatching. Good to see you, Utkarsha.
My date with myself. You can write the date here. We will write in this later.
Okay. Pretty cool. So we are the coming month, we are planning offline workshop. We'll be traveling a lot. So we'll be using this skill a lot. Sketching skill we'll be using a lot. Okay. Super cool. So now this is your first one. Let's do the second one, shall we? Yes, number 2. Yes, number 2. Here we go. Our second sketch of the day. So first we made a coffee. We have people joining in now, no problem. It's okay if you miss the first drawing. Let's go for the second drawing. 200 participants. Very cool. So now here, I'm going forward. Yes, we did not make the spoon. We did not make the spoon. I'm deliberately, as you can see, I'm deliberately leaving behind some of the elements and just drawing the essence of it. I'll change the shape of the cup. I have changed the, what do you say? The hatches. We are not doing the full extent of hatches. We've ignored the spoon altogether. It's all intentional. Now I want you to open a second page, a new page, not the same one, a new page. Let me try zooming in to the drawing some more so you can see more clearly. Okay. So take open a new page, and similarly for this one as well, you're going to set aside some gap. You're going to set aside a little bit of gap. How much gap? We'll draw on half of this. We'll draw on half of this. So if your paper, if your paper is like this big, if your paper is this big, occupy half of it, and that's why you're going to draw. So let's take this one here, number 1. Let's take half of this. So just take half here. Now what we are about to draw is we're going to draw an entire coffee shop. Okay, we're going to draw an entire coffee shop. So take half of this, like one half you can just draw. And so you will see it's going to be a small drawing. It's going to be a mini sketch. Okay, it's going to be a mini sketch that we are going to be. This is a skill that is very useful. You can quickly capture moments wherever you go, take a new page and we have this. So what we're drawing is a very famous place in that's famous for its macarons. It's called Le Dure. It's in France. Now we are going to the sketch. So here there's a lot of, we are trying to draw the structure. We're trying to draw a coffee shop here. The first place that we should obviously start with is the lines. So I'm going to draw one line on either of these sides to signify its ends. One line here and another line here. So just draw two lines parallelly. You can draw over it, no problem. You can draw over it. One line, another line, just two lines. If you say I cannot draw, voice is breaking up. I don't think that will be the case because the audio is, I'm very close to the mic and the audio is connected loud and clear. Am I audible, guys? Yes. The picture you don't have to see. You can just see what you can see what I'm drawing and you'll be able to copy. Okay. The reference picture I'll show from time to time. Don't worry about that. Yes. Okay, Pallavi, no problem. You just follow along. Now here on this side, I'm going to draw one on the top. One line on the top I'm going to draw. And I'm going to draw one more parallel to this. So now what have I got? I have got this shape and I have made something parallel to the top side. So just draw one line after another. When you're drawing a line, you can hold the pencil a little further away so you can get a nice smooth flow over this. Okay, nice smooth flow over this. And then I can draw one more at the base. A nice interesting flow I can draw at the base as well. So this will just set the base and I have this. Okay, so now I have parallel sides on the top. And now you're drawn two vertical lines like a half a hex and you have got this. All right, let's draw the roof for this. One, you're going to draw one curved line on the sides. One more curved line on the sides. And what do I do here? I'm going to reach out from one line to another, making a shape of a tent. Follow line after line and the process will become very simple. One line here and line here, and you get this. If you cannot draw a straight line, use something that is straight, like a pen, and you can do it. Although I wouldn't recommend this. This is a jugaad you can do if nothing else is working out for you. You can use a credit card, you can use this, you can use something that is straight. You can even use this lipstick thing and you can draw, see? You can do this, but anything that is straight you can use, even another pencil, if nothing else is working for you. I wouldn't recommend that because you're trying to, just develop freehand sketching. So do it. What you have to ensure is make sure that how much ever this is extended, that the same extension this is here. Don't draw as in one is long, one is short. Don't make such blunders. Then here as well, I'm going to pull this down a little more. Okay, pull this down a little more and you can just form this wave-like pattern for this place. Just forming this small wave-like pattern here. And that is your top. Hearing that? I'll just give you time. Just draw this wave-like pattern. It does not, you don't have to measure it. You don't have to ensure that all of this is the same. Like even for mine is some are slightly longer, some are slightly short. That's just the way it is. It's okay. That's just the way it is. It can be. Let's add some door into this. So you're going to draw. How can you all hear me, guys? Give me a big yes if you can hear me. Yes. So if my voice is breaking, then probably you might want to connect to an earphone or something, or check your audio output. Okay. So now here, I'm going to draw one more parallel line and this will be a door. Okay, so now here I have a door. One parallel line, one more parallel line, I have a door. Let's add a layout. Let's add a design inside this as though we are forming this large door pattern here. Just form a small rectangle inside this. One line crossed by another, crossed by another, and crossed by another. Yes. How is it coming for you? Nice, nice and cool. See, line after line, now we have this coffee shop. Let's add a window here that is missing. So I'll just add one rectangle coming. Fantastic, right? See, now you never thought you could do this, but here you go. And then we just draw one parallel to this, one more line parallel. Ensure that both lines are nearly coming on the same height. Okay, don't draw as though one is longer, and then you simply cross this. It's okay if your lines are slightly bent. It's okay if your hands are shaking. If your hands are shaking, then keep doing. If your hands are shaking, don't stop. If your hands are shaking, that's just because of an initial resistance, and it also shows you're overthinking it. Just go fast. If you go a little fast, then your hands will not shake. Okay. So now I have drawn the windows. Let's quickly add this tent as well. It's very simple. In front of this, I can just make one more box in front of this. You're going to make one box. Okay. We're going to make one box in front on the side. Halfway, we'll draw a circle. Sometimes a circle will not come right. It will look like an egg. It will look like maida. It's okay. It's just right. Go with it. Now the way to draw a circle. I'll show you how to draw a circle. The way that you can draw a freehand circle is you start with one curve. If you're holding your pencil tight and you're pressing and you're doing, your circle might look like this. But instead, keep your hand loose, curve, just make a C, then make one more C in another angle, one more C in another angle, and one more C in another angle. See, 3, 4 C's you try. Eventually, they will all combine and they will form a circle. Like, just draw it light and fill it. Draw it as one arc by another. You're not trying to get the complete circle right. You're only focusing on getting one arc right. And 2, 3 attempts, 2, 3 arcs you do, you will eventually be able to get them together and you'll be able to draw a circle. Okay, so now we have the circle here. Let's very quickly add the same thing that we did here. Just adding small 2 parallel bars. One top here. One angle line. One more angle line. And complete this. Well, that's it. Okay. You can give this the name, what do you want? If you don't like Ladure, if you want to give it your name. Let's say, what's the name? Okay. If you could open a coffee shop for yourself, what name would you give it? If you could open a coffee shop for yourself, what name would you give it? I mean, let's just assume that, someone has given you a complete investment and you're ready to start. If you don't want to start a coffee shop, think of what enterprise you would like to start and what name would you give it? Rendrosa. What is it? Samosa. Samsara. Okay. Sunshine Cafe. Super cool. See, you have all these amazing names, right? I'm going to name it Soul Cafe. Okay. Samriddhi. Sip and Smile. I love it. Moonlight. Serendipity. So if anyone wants to start a coffee shop, you can get name suggestions from here. Coffee Gym. Wow. I'm sure with the coffee, there's a whey protein in Coffee Gym, right? So, right? Saltitude, Topo, amazing, such amazing names. Mine is Soul Cafe, and that's what I'm going to write here. Soul Cafe. Coffee Toe, super cool. Yes, Soul Cafe. So if anyone wants to start a coffee shop, you can steal names from here. Right, Soul Cafe, write in your font. Let's quickly add a few pen lines to this like we did earlier. One line, another line, take it one line after another. The door, I've completed the door. Let's do the windows. Coffee and catsups, nice. Now enough of names. Draw long. All right. See, even my rectangle isn't a perfect rectangle, but that's the beauty of it. I mean, if it has to be perfect, it can be AI generated. The whole beauty of a hand sketch is it is imperfect, and that's the way it is supposed to be. You can try crossing over the line so that they look very nice and interesting, and cross the lines a little like this. Let's complete this here. The tent in front. If one line is not coming right, just draw over it. Don't get scared. Oh, this line did not come now, I should stop. No. Nobody is sitting here to judge you. And if you're someone who is getting a little anxious, thinking someone is watching you, yours is not good enough, oh, mine does not look as good as Niranjan's, please don't be that way. Let's just combine this here at the base. Same thing for the side, both these sides. So now if I cannot get one continuous straight line, what do? I break it up. One line, another line, another line. You cannot get a continuous straight line, break the lines up. This is going to be fun where you're going to draw one and another. And here you're just going to make these nice patterns. So, if you're struggling with forming these lines and patterns, we offer the Zen Lines guide. We offer the Zen Lines guided meditation. All these are part of our regular classes. One line here and another line. What do we have left? The top. So before I draw that, I'll just wait for you all to catch up. So give me a yes once you've drawn all this. Just fill this with outline. That's it. Just fill this with the outline. Yes. Yes. Pragati, yes. Okay, nice. And here, you can complete this. Fill the name. Right, just fill the name. Sansari will be the head chef of the cafe. Let's just add a little bit more, some 5 minutes of detailing we'll do into this. So we'll just add a bit of these plants. You see, it's very easy. Just scribble on the outside. They will look like these plant coverings. So easy to draw plants. Just scribble outside. Like literally, I'm asking you to just scribble. There's no right way to scribble, wrong way to scribble. See, how many of you, is there anyone who says I cannot scribble? You can argue to me I cannot draw. But you cannot argue to me that you cannot convince me that you cannot scribble. Just scribble outside. And you notice magically they start looking like plants. The key is to just keep it distinct and keep it varying here. A little bit on this side. Let's add a bit of the scribbles on this side as well. You can vary the scribble size. You're just forming these organic shapes, not clearly defined. So just scribble outside here. Small scribbles. Now this is not the way to draw plants. This is not the perfect way to draw plants. There are more details you can add into plants. There's a lot of things you can do on the plants. Lots of things you can do on the plants. I mean, lots of things literally you can do here. Okay, absolutely no problem. But we will, what do you say? We are just making it we are giving it a very simplified version like that. Just a very simplified version. We're just adding it to give it a little bit of character here on the side. Just do it your way. Outside a little bit here. Here, just scribble outside. Just format this. Let's add a few spokes to the wheel. And on the top, you can just add some more lines and hatches and they will look like a shade. Just on the top, you just can draw parallel lines. See, one line after another, one line after another, one line after another. Give it a little more time to catch a one line after another. Start a bit of lines here. And a few lines on this. Just a few lines, just to give a little bit of mark and impression. Few lines here. Okay. And finally, we are adding the floor. So just draw. For the floor, you're going to draw horizontal lines. Just going to draw these horizontal lines, and the pattern for floor tiles is optional, but just draw these slight horizontal lines. There you go. We are not done yet. We're not done yet. We're just doing the sketching part. Just doing the sketching part. So with that, yes, we have come to this we have come to the part of the sketching part. Now work on it. You can constantly, you can refine it a little more, complete what is not done, you can complete. And yes, exactly, it is, you can look it up. Now here, moving over.
So before we begin to the next part, I would want to see what all have you drawn on this beautiful coffee date. Let's have a sip of water. Show me. Show your both pages. Show the spread like this, because that is ideally how your spread would look like now, both drawings. Wow, wow, wow. Is this a good date? A 5-star date? How many stars would you give this date so far? All right, beautiful smiles, beautiful drawings. Let's get to the next part. Shilpi is all ready for a date. Huh? Today I am seeing you without a hat, without a cap after a very long time. Nice. Can you pass on that notebook? Yeah. So let's start with this 5-star date. By the way, if you are, like I said before, this date with yourself is going to be a concept that we are going to explore even more. This came to me a couple of days back itself. So before we do that, I do want to share something with you. Like yesterday, we had a class about magic, where I told you about Harry Potter, where I told you about magic. Let me share a little magical story to get you people to believe in this power also. I studied in Paris for a while, and right across my street, there was a cafe called Le Doure. It is a very famous cafe in Paris, and they have a very famous macaroons. So, but the macaroons were very expensive, and I was a student on budget. So I would, every day go there. I would look at the macaroons. At the end, I did get to buy 1 or 2 macaroons, and I still love that place. This is one memory that I had. Now, a couple of years after I came back from Paris, and you all know I went through that COVID and memory loss. One day, I came across this ad where this artist was teaching how to make this Le Doure cafe shop scene, this exact scene that you just guys do right now. And it was for a fundraiser for COVID, and I had to look for an artist anyways for my mental health. So I joined. And this was the very first drawing that I did it with them. There were 2 sessions, morning session, evening session. I paid extra and I joined the evening session also. And we had drawn a Hobbit door. So this was essentially the beginning of how me and Niranjan met. And Niranjan had no idea what Le Doure was. He thought, he looked at the drawing on Pinterest and somehow he liked that drawing. So then I told him on our first official date, 6th June, that this was how you had called out to me. This was your way of manifesting me. You sent out a drawing of Le Doure, and that's what you got in return. So believe in magic, draw beautiful sceneries, draw all the things that inspire you, bring into your heart that spirit wherever you go for a cafe, wherever you're drinking it. I have already taught you a method of sketch noting. So join us in that, because it's a great way of, one, recording your journey, and second, of course, following this. I know, right? Magic. That's why I say there's always magic there. So that's how I came up with this concept. Today was the first date with yourself, where we wanted you to take you to this journey. We wanted you to do this Now your journals will also look like this in a while. I will teach you how. So your morning coffee. Then the class 2 is going to be about where we will be going on a nostalgic trip, where we will be going into this trip into a memory. I'll be teaching you to access your memories and create happy memories. And the third is going to be about your superpower. So there's a series of classes that are going to happen very soon. I hope you are following us on our community, on our Instagram. We'll be announcing them, and in a while, I'll be teaching you how you can use this absolute beautiful skill to capture the most beautiful messages. Okay. So how many of you are excited to do that? Think and tell me, where do you want to capture this? It might be a vacation that you take. It might be your entrepreneurship journey. It might be so many beautiful things that can happen, and you can work on this. So Shilpi is here. Shilpi actually manifested her dream vacation using this. In one of our classes, she had made the Vivekananda tutorial, Vivekananda memorial, and actually she was able to visit it. So art really helps. What is the next thing you're going to now make, Shilpi? What is the next thing you're going to manifest now?
Hampi.
Hampi. Oh wow, even me and Niranjan are planning to go to Hampi. We'll get
Yeah.
there. Niranjan, can you help me with this stand? So this is how I keep my journal whenever I go. So whenever I go to a trip or anywhere, this is something that I keep as a habit. I wanted to show you this. I write down 8 memories of a vacation. I try to write down on the vacation all of this. I use a concept called pictures because I am not very good at drawing stickers and all. But this year I became a little more minimal, and I realized now that I'm going to keep my memories with more of art. Before I used to use something like this. So even for my wedding, by the way, I was journaling on my wedding day morning also and after my reception also. So you can keep a self-care journal with yourself. Traveling journal, what should you travel, what to carry, a routine for yourself, maybe notes of some class you take. Journaling can be used to a very this. You can draw all these things, you can doodle, you can choose your own style. In this Zen gym, we are trying to get you to know different practices, different ways of drawing. For example, when I feel very overwhelmed, my way is to draw my emotions out. Then this is how I write my day-to-day story. So December, for example, I was covering my December. So this is what I want to inspire you, first of all, that what is the point of why are we going on these dates and why are we building these great journaling spreads? It's because of this very reason. It empowers you. People will laugh at you. There is no cure absolutely for that. People are mean. People will laugh at you, but you see the benefits. If it is helping you out, if you are becoming better through it, why not? Everybody in my IIM circle makes fun of me. I made fun of me for a very long time. Until now, I have developed it into my passion. And today, remember, we did our Ikigai class. So from there, it comes all of this. So anyways, let's start. You must be having a diary spread like this, where there is a coffee cup, and there is the first thing you can write is this, it's itself. You can give it a nice title. Hey, where is that pen you were drawing with? Nice pen you had now. Thank you. Okay. Now I'll teach you how to have this really honest, brutal conversation. Most people tell me that I don't know in a journal what to write with, where to start with. So the first thing you write is the date. Okay? And then you start with hey. And then you simply tell them that where are you currently? So you say, I am having a date with myself in the Dash Cafe with Soulflow. You can't see Neha. I think people can see. Is it visible? Is my diary visible? Then give yourself a compliment. It could be something as simple as, I am so proud that I took time for myself. Please don't write, please don't go with what my words are writing. You can write any word. All right, I'll share the journal which you can buy. These are plain dotted or plain journals that you can buy anywhere. Plain sketchbooks. I'll share Amazon links, okay? And then you can write, I'm discovering things about myself. I'm happy. Okay. All right, now comes the tough part. Now comes what else to write. Introduction. So we have written what to write. First is a compliment to yourself. Give yourself a compliment. I am so cool that I'm using this to do this. I'm so cool that I was so consistent last week. I'm so cool. Instead of Netflix, I watched something. Any compliment. Now, talk to yourself as you would talk to your best friend, your BFF, the closest person to you. What would you tell them? You are amazing. You are best. Yaar, kya mast idea you thought of. You are so cool. You are so amazing. So talk to yourself like you would talk to your BFF. How would you talk? You'll tell them, do you know what is happening in my life? This is happening. Do you know this gossip is happening? Do you know in my office this is happening? How would you tell your BFF? We will catch up with them. Do you know I joined a recently very cool class? I'm meeting these really nice people. Do you know I started a new habit? How would you talk to your BFF? And this is a letter you'll continue writing even after this session. You have to spend time with it. Then you talk to yourself like you would talk to a child. Whatever child comes to you and tells you that I am giving up. I tried riding the cycle 2-3 times, but it's not working about me. How will I do? And if you are a person who doesn't talk much, then remember you need to journal more. No, Sanay, just pen is putting pressure on my hand. That's why I'm using a pencil. Please feel free to write in pen. So have a conversation with yourself. So if a child comes to you and tells you, I tried riding a cycle, I keep falling down, I will not be able to ride a cycle, I give up. What will you tell that child? You will tell that child it's okay, that so far you have been failing, but give it some shot, you will be able to do it. You'll tell the child it's okay. Don't be scared. We can start new now. Okay. Then talk to yourself in the tone of your favorite, of a stranger. If you saw a stranger crying, Kirti, I didn't say it's impossible. I said it's very important for somebody who talks less to journal more, because that's where they need to take their heart out. They need to be expressive of their emotions and all this. A stranger. Remember the pyramid of self-discovery, that's it. A stranger. If a stranger was crying on the streets, what would you tell the stranger? How can I help you? So write to yourself, what are the ways in which you can do to become better? What are the ways in which your life can become better? Give suggestions. Then talk to them like you would talk to your love interest, your crush, your celebrity, somebody who always makes you blush. Talk to yourself as them. How would you talk? You know what I love the most about you? Fall in love with yourself. Like just imagine you're Shah Rukh Khan, you go to watch a movie and Shah Rukh Khan comes from the premiere. Your favorite actor, who is that one person who, if he or she comes in right now, your heart will flutter, you will be all mushy. Who is that? Tell me in the chat box. For Niranjan, it's Hrithik Roshan. He's very starstruck by Hrithik Roshan. For me, it is Sudha Murthy. Recently, I really want to meet her. Shah Rukh and John Abraham, Ranbir Kapoor. Oprah Winfrey. So exactly, when these people come, how would you talk to them? What would be your tone be? You'll be like, you know what? I love you so much. I've seen all your movies. I'm such a big fan of yours. I wish I could meet you again. You're so amazing. Say that about yourself in this date with yourself. Flatter the state. Yes, Ratan Tata ji, tell him you have inspired me to do this. Yeah, you are writing this in a, think of your diary as a part of yourself. Okay, so you will write in I. Some people write it in general terms also, like they will say Sanchari went here today. I find that a little weird to talk in third tone. So you are talking to this journal. You are saying, hey, you know what? You are such an amazing person. You are such a beautiful person. You should do this. Okay, meet with these monks. Write all this down. Tell them, do you know you are such a wonderful person? Yeah, you have so much tension in your family, yet you are going ahead doing it. You are amazing. Give yourself a 5-star rating. That's what you would do on a date, right? You make the other person feel well. So give yourself this. Amitabh Bachchan. First, you talk to yourself like a best friend. What is going on? Honestly. Yeah, 1 second. Then after you vented out, after you said, yes, I am this, I am a person who has become very lazy, I'm not looking after the family, I am becoming lazy at my office, I'm not doing my bit of the part, then you talk to yourself like a child. It's okay. If you are not able to think, then you should join more of these classes to have these conversations with yourself. In exactly 5 minutes, I'll tell you about the pyramid of self-exploration, why it is important to have these conversations with yourself. How will you know what kind of a person are you? How will you know that what are the things you are scared of? What are the things you want to grow in? We'll do a small exercise right after this, it will help you. Then after, it's okay, you talk to yourself like a stranger. Like, how can I help you? If a stranger you see crying, how will you tell him? So you give yourself tips. Maybe you should talk to your parents about this. Something. Maybe you should start exercising every day. Okay. Then next, you talk to yourself like your love interest and remind yourself what are the things that you are good at. This is how you talk to your best friend. How would you talk to your best friend? What is going on? Again, guys, this is not a perfect format. If you are somebody who's able to write to yourself, you do it. Otherwise, this is a frame that this is how you can talk to yourself. You can write answers like an accomplishment I recently did. A goal I am trying to achieve. Your worst fears. Thank you, Utkarsha. It's come from practice, years and years. My worst fears. My worst habits. Tanya, that's why I've given you a structure. Go with this structure. Give yourself one compliment. Start yourself with one compliment. Then start talking about what is going on. So that is why this is, and again, like I said, this is just part one. We are going to do part two, at least 4 or 5 classes with these things. So you get to know how to have these conversations with yourself. Because if you can talk to yourself, then only can you talk to someone else. So the platinum members know we had gone through a very deep journaling journey where I had asked them to write what are the worst fears, and we had done a lot of difficult questions. How have you settled for less? If so, why yes? What has been your worst decision so far? But those need time before you start writing the small things about it, and gradually we'll go up there. So this time it's about talking to yourself, dating yourself, getting to know yourself and dating it. Okay, how you go on a date with a Tinder date with somebody, what will you tell them? What would you do with them? It's about this. The next session is going to be about having a, 1 second, I'll just share my screen. You can tell them the negative things. Yes, it has not been happened because you can vent out to your best friend. Yes. So the point of this is itself. First, have a negative talk, vent it out. Tell your best friend, I did this, I did that, I did that. Then say it's okay. Then talk to yourself like a child. It's okay that you did all this, but okay, now we can do better. It's okay. How would you tell a child? बच्चा कैसा होता है? Child comes, he will first cry, I can't do this, I can't do that. Then you will tell the child it's okay. Try once again. Talk to yourself like a child you would talk to a child. Then talk to yourself like a stranger you would offer help to. This is what you should do. This is how you can build this. Then talk to yourself like your love interest. You know, despite all of this, you are such an amazing person. Okay. So this is the first part of this. Let me show you what are the next weeks we are going to do. This session, the next session is going to be about going down the memory lane, where I will teach you, Niranjan will teach you to nostalgic. I will take you through your old times, through music, through art. And that I think will be, I will teach you how to keep your memories permanently on paper. Then class 3 will be a magical class where we'll talk about you as a superpower, you as a superhero, how you can unleash your full power. Class 4 will be about a nice journey. This is like a little break about Starry Nights, Van Gogh, and how to document your art journey. So I'm really excited. How many of you want to join us for all 4 of these classes so that you can have a beautiful journal with yourself that you can capture for your diaries, for your thing? How many of you are excited to do this? This time we have become all about skill upliftment. I have started this. Me and Niranjan have been really excited about teaching you skills that really matter. Art and journaling, absolutely beautiful skills, but can we help you use these skills to build a better yourself? That is the question we have been asking. Now I have another 5-10 minutes, so I want to indulge you with a question. So as you guys know, I am from IIM, and I have a very active circle of IIM women. We have a lot of discussions. So we were talking about education budgets because March went and budgets and finance have all gone. Quickly tell me in the chat box, what have you laid aside for your education budget? I mean, you know, as adults, we all say education is a lifelong thing and we should learn for our life. What is your education budget?
Okay, but before that, let's talk about how much would you have spent so far on your education?
No, I'll let them answer this question first. How much is your education budget? Some of you might have been like, oh, I never thought there should be an education budget. Let me at zero only so far. I know. If you 3 years ago, you had asked me, I would have said, yeah, mine is also zero. But now that you have that question, tell me how much, first of all, I'm sure everybody here agrees that even as adults, we need to learn, correct? We need to have a constant learning. So there are so many studies, there are so many things in that tell that adults who study all their lives have, lesser chances of memory failure. They have lesser chances of Parkinson. I'll tell you something very amazing. Niranjan's grandmother is 80 years and she still takes up a Sanskrit reading class.
And that constantly keeps her engaged. It keeps her engaged. It keeps her active. Like, it's very simple. Like, you don't use your muscle, it atrophies and it grows weaker.
Absolutely.
But what happens to your mind if you don't use it?
And that's what my dad also did. After mom passed away, he was in this very heavy depression. I told him, you start writing. So first he started writing in a journal only. Then I told him, now you start writing a blog. So I introduced him to technology. He was very, very scared on technology, of course. Ki hoga ya nahi, and you would not believe it. Last week, he launched his own book.
Yes, I mean, earlier he struggled with Canva. And now he's launched and published.
Now he's better at Canva than probably you, Niranjan.
He probably is.
He spends so much time in here. Okay. So this is why I say it's very important doing self-care. And when I say self-care, education is a part of the self-care. Because if you don't know, if you are already implementing the things you know, how will you grow? Okay. So we'll do a short game with you here. It's going to be a really fun game. Please stay back. It's going to be a really fun game to understand what self-care is. Okay. So for the first part of it, today, we did a morning Ikigai session, and some of you did not do the morning Ikigai session. I'll ask for the video, I'll share with it. One form of Ikigai or the other you've known. Otherwise, I want you to make a bucket on your sheets and write the skills that you have and you use quite a lot. Like reading might be your skill, administration might be your skill, coaching is your skill. What do you earn bread from? Cooking, if you are a chef, what are those skills in your day-to-day life you use a lot? Okay, fill this in this bucket. Now you know sketchnoting, you understand how to draw a bucket. The skills that you have and you use very often. It might be trigonometry skills, math skills, science skills, art skills, communication skills. Quick, okay. Now, out of all of this is you are not going to do now. You will do it in your homework. It's a long activity. I want you to give it time. All the things that you've written in the bucket, you have to write what are the things you learned from school curriculum, what are the things you learned from observation and environment. 2 categories you have to divide all these activities in. How much did you learn from school, as in it's a school tangible skill, like I learned science, I learned history, I have a degree, and how much is from interaction, like communication skills, networking. Okay, my biggest skill is Canva. I did not learn it in the school. Okay, so put all the skills that you have currently. It may be communication, it might be knowledge, it might be whatever it is. Okay, knowledge about geography. And then divide them into those ones that you learned as a tangible skill from school.
Listening is an amazing skill that is often overlooked.
Yes, but listening did not come from teaching or studying. Listening came from observation, environment.
Public speaking, all those skills.
Empathy.
Empathy, okay. Yes.
So write this, keep doing it. Now I want you to focus on this. Keep this part, we'll do this later. So write them all self-taught. If they're self-taught, then they've come from the environment. Right? Now I want you to make 2 more buckets. Okay, now we will go through this activity. It's like an survey for me also. 1 bucket will have skills I have, but I don't use. Like trigonometry, I was very good at. What do I do with it? Excel, I know I don't use Excel at all. Skills I have, but I don't use. Gardening, I don't use it anymore. Skills I need, but don't have. This is the most important bucket that you're going to have. And right now, we are going to fill this bucket as we go.
You're going to have to think. You're going to have to think. Skills that you really need, but you don't have. And you have no clue what to do.
Okay, so quickly we'll go through this. Again, I will be sharing this PDF with you so you can take this quiz in your own. I hope you are following the art community groups where Niranjan will drop the PDF as well. First skill, morning routine. Do you have this skill that you are consistent with your morning routine? You have it. If you do, put it in one bucket, or if you don't, put it in the second bucket. You can write short forms for now. We will give you this PPT. Understanding complex quadratic equations. Is it a skill that you use and you have, or is it a skill that you need? Historical timeline of Mughal Empire. Which generation, what happened in which century? Do you need this skill? Do you use it? For some of you who are historians, who are there, you will of course be using this. Journaling. Some of you might already have this skill. Some of you might not want this skill, not be using it. Which bucket does this fall in? How to fill your taxes and how to invest and save. Very important skills. Recently on Platinum, we did a skill on on insurance. Very important skills. I hope most of you want these skills in life. Reading. When I was in school, nobody taught me that reading is important. In fact, my teachers used to discourage that I used to read other books so much.
It's always like you
curriculum padho.
Exactly. You have to only read the science books, the chemistry books, the mathematics books. Like, I mean,
and those books are the ones that come to so much use for me now.
Yes. See, in fact, every book that has come of use for me are the books that I read despite the teachers telling me not to read.
I am not cussing education. I'm somebody who is okay with education, but I also think that education needs to be updated. The education system needs to be more inclusive of things that real skills that we can use.
Utkarsha, you can combine both as learned or not learned. School skills don't complicate it, just make it.
So today we did this. We had a teamy time. So you learned the skill of already learned the art of taking time. How to balance equation. HCl plus NH3 is equal to NH4Cl, putting numbers into it. It's a skill that we had. Meditation and mindfulness. And I want all of you to put this because this is a skill either you already have or you need to develop. Magical skill. Public speaking. Quality sleep. I would trade all my bucket for one quality sleep. I want to be the kind of person who goes to bed and goes to sleep immediately.
Sleep has always been something that's come easy for me, but on nights I cannot sleep. There are certain nights I cannot sleep. My God, I know how valuable it is.
Okay, then stress management. What if there was a course that was taught in school about how to manage your stress during 10th exam? Instead of teaching you things, instead of one sample paper less, and they would have taught you how to deal with stress, how to deal with parents putting pressure that you have to get 90 marks. Do you realize how many lives could be saved with this? Children go through so much pressure during that time.
And I think in colleges, you learn to be a topper, get placed, but how to deal with the stress you face at work.
My college when I went, I was so much in a shock. So many different people. Some were very sure what to do. I had no idea. There was no one class that told us in college to learn how to deal with this.
Yes.
Plus these skills like Ikigai, art, portraits, journaling, perspective, all these skills are such important part of our lives. So now you must have a bucket list with you. So many of you must be feeling overwhelmed. Tell me, give me an O if you feel overwhelmed. That, oh my God, there's so much to learn, so much to do. I don't know anything.
Hey, out of curiosity, what would be the one skill you would want to learn the most? Come and tell me.
That's a good question. Of all of these,
of all the things you wrote,
your bucket can fill only one.
If you could only focus on one thing in the bucket, what would it be? Let's see. Stress management.
I think it will be trigonometry. Everybody wants trigonometry.
Meditation, public speaking, Ikigai, meditation, mindfulness. It's amazing.
No, it is this. I know everybody wants to know the historical timeline of Mughal Empire. It's the most important new skill I use every day.
Let's see. morning routine, quality sleep, quality deep sleep, habits forming, public
See?
speaking, right? Stress management, consistency, meditation, mindfulness, right? Stress management, learning to let go. Amazing. Yes, yes.
Okay, you can see from here. So that is the magic of this. And this is the same question I also had with myself. That as an adult, I want to learn skills that make me a better adult.
Correct.
School may I learned skills that made me a better student. It made me a better person. I got my jobs, I got my education done. And that's how I discovered this pyramid of self-exploration. So today, you people are mostly here where questions have started coming. You know something needs to change. Or you might be a self little higher where you are taking more classes like soul flow, etc. And you're going in a self-exploration. The more you self-explore, and to get from this to this took me almost 2 years, because you learn to read, you study, you start embracing, you start respecting yourself. Then you go to self-love, and then finally do you reach on self-transformation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels you have to go. By the way, some of our platinum members have already reached the self-understanding stage, and I'm so happy for them. So quickly tell me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which stage are you in? So this is the question that was always in my head, that I want to get into this. When I discovered this pyramid, and this is the secret that I told you on day 1, people want to hide and they don't want to talk about this. This is when I went seeking. I did Tony Robbins, I did Atomic Habits, I did Lifesavers, I started knowing myself, went into every possible learning curve that I could. 2 years, 2.5 years I gave for.
And for morning routine, the kind of effort that I have put in, like I've literally am that person who's experimented with all kinds of sleep and wake up times, from sleeping at 3 a.m. to waking up at 4 a.m. I've done all of it to see what works the best, what is the best possible way, like all the possible books on morning routines, how to build positive habits, all of it.
So I went into this. We both spent a lot on our education. We
So
really
much.
wanted to do it. And then one thing that came to me is everybody is different. How can everybody have a same learning curve?
Yes.
How can one boy who's interested in art and one girl who is interested in civil engineering be taught the same syllabus? So I went out in a hunt for, and then there was the question of time and trust. Who do I learn it from? Where do I learn it from? So that is why I invested a lot, and you can see the cost. It is close to 3 lakhs. I think now it's 4.5 lakhs now. I thought wellness should not be this expensive. I wanted to introduce all the good habits, every good habits that we have learned into one school. And that is where the Zen Gym started from. Okay. So the Zen Gym is basically a gym for your brain muscles. If you are a person who takes care of your physical health, you know the importance of mental health as well.
Yes.
There are 4 pillars to it. The first is art, journaling, which we both discovered today, meditation, and a growth mindset. When I talk about a growth mindset, it means a growth mindset in terms of money, in terms of financial.
In terms of wanting to improve your life, not staying where you are, constantly wanting to grow, right? I mean, how many of you really want to grow as a person? How many of you want to embrace change and growth? Comment and grow.
All level 10s. I mean, I have made this my mission, and I'll tell you, we have actually achieved it. Some part of it I'm going to show you. It's been only 4 months into this, but I have been helping my batch. There are so many platinum members today in the class, this class itself, in these 10 areas of life. We can't do it in one day. We can't do it in 1 week. It takes time, and which is why we are ready to take this leap forward with you. 5 days, you learned all of this. I think everybody will find that their 5 days were justified fully, or 1 day, 2 days.
Yes.
But think, more than this one class, if you could do more, if you could recognize yourself, if you could get in there, which is why using journaling. Day before yesterday, we had a session, and Anora, this little princess from here, joined our session as well, and we were drawing. So beautiful to see the kind of empowerment that can happen when you embrace art, when you embrace journaling. There's so many positive changes and healing series, which is why we introduced this Platinum Magic Book course. Here we will take you through this magic book, where today you learned into a little bit of hatching, cross hatching. We'll take you into a more detailed one. You will learn portraits, landscape, figure drawing, still life, architecture. We have over 200 plus recordings of this, as well as live classes coming up. Architecture and landscape is happening right in the next month. I'm going to announce it right now. So art and journaling are the tools that you need right now. Chat GPT is another important tool. January was all about setting routines. We set up better habits. We set up there all of these.
We did sessions at 5 a.m.
We had sessions at 5 a.m. We went into an intensive training. February was about Love Special, where we took them into self-love. I took them to courses. March was the most interesting because we did business ikigai. We did so many classes. They learned how to build their social media thing.
It was a very, very touching class when we saw people over the age of 55, 60 creating and pitching their business ideas, building their Instagram profiles. I mean, it is absolutely incredible.
So we have been doing this through some classes. By the way, recordings of all these classes are available. If you want them, you can ask for us. We taught them how to read more books, how to be an Instagram champ, portraits classes. Are there any platinum ones today? All of you are there, you remember this journey. I wanted to, so proud of this journey that we've gone into. Love languages, science of falling in love, portraits, Canva. This Canva class was taken by one of our participants. Do you remember, Sadhana, this journey? It seems so long ago since you started doing this. Getting very nostalgic. A couple of days back, we did meal planning with Chat GPT. Wow. So no, today is not the last date. You have a class with us tomorrow also. We drew our pet, we drew Coco, we drew a daisy. We have had such crazy sessions in the past, money manifestation. And now we are excited to start this journey ahead. So we are looking for people who can join us in this journey, who can stay with us and go on this adult learning curve. So April 1st class is this itself, where we are going to take you through this journey. 3 more classes of dates. The dates are given here. It will 13th April is your second class, 20th April, 1st May.
Yes.
3rd May. Then in April, we have a very special show your talent. And Sadhana ji, I wanted to sing in this. It's going to be a talent hunt competition. We have very exciting cash prizes as well. All of them have got to perform something on the stage. Singing, cooking.
Soulflow's got talent.
Yes. I'm very excited to see what talents you bring up. May is going to be about urban sketching and master perspectives. You will learn how to build detailed drawings like the one above. You will learn how to capture any drawing that you ever wanted to draw. Hogwarts, your street views, city views.
How many of you remember the sketchbooks drawings that I had shown on the morning class the other day? How many of you remember the sketchbook drawings? It's these kind of drawings that we'll be covering. We'll be talking about urban sketching, drawing cities from the scratch, views, and all of it, right?
Sadhana wants to say something.
Yes.
Just getting overwhelmed with seeing all this. We have already done the landscape and the cityscapes and all these things. So again, rewinding everything is so nice.
Can you imagine we did this all in 3 months? I am unable to imagine like Sadhana's journey. When she joined, she used to tell me, I'm a retired teacher. I don't know what to do. Now she has a rocking Instagram page. She is like a rock star here. She's joining and she's made her own Instagram page. She's sharing portraits on this and all. So when I'm seeing this journey, I'm like, I can't believe it's been only this long. I feel like it's been so long we've doing it, which means this Zen gym is working. So I am getting a lot of affirmation with the fact, and Ramya, Kirtana, so many people have seen a magical change with it. Let me show you this, Sadhana. By the way, these guys have a group called IG people, and they're always cheering each other and helping them grow on social media.
They're the coolest of our...
Look at this. Every time they're active and they're like sharing with each other, they've all become social media champs.
Yes, reels from learning how to put hashtags, first hashtags to create people on reels and editing.
Yes, Sadhana, can you mute everyone?
Today's one I didn't post in the IG. Yeah,
look at this. She's become an IG queen. She's posting content. She's learned Canva. She's doing portraits. It's just amazing to see a change in this one only. So all of you who say change is not possible, it is not. Sadhana has to take care of her family. She has to take care of her husband. Yet she's always on the go. There is no excuse only for anyone to not do this. So that is why April we'll be working on this. So all of this is possible. Okay. May, urban planning, we are also coming to Bangalore. How many of you are from Namma Bangalore? I love to meet you.
Namma Oru Bengaluru. How many of you are from Bengaluru? We are coming on back to Bengaluru. In fact, just today we were in discussion with the venue partners. We're just deciding. I mean, I'm discussion with a lot of places, and it's decided. May 7th, we are coming to Bengaluru.
So let's meet at 7th. Sorry, May 7th we will meet. This May, we will also do a detailed course on sketchnoting, traveling, journaling, and your own comic. We had a class yesterday and I showed you how to make those day before yesterday on sketchnoting. This we will go into a full depth. So June will be all about becoming a child again. I'll be teaching you how to do sketchnoting, science.
We'll learn about comic books, illustrations.
It's going to be crazy. So the schedule, we already have decided what are we going to draw, what kind of cartoons we already have. You'll be able to draw something like this. It's going to be a crazy, crazy June, best summer for you ever. And there's a bonus class on using Vision Board, using AI and ChatGPT. So how many of you want to learn more about ChatGPT? Because it's becoming a trend nowadays, it's staying there. So these are the different classes we are offering. We will be offering an urban sketching master classes. You can of course take them individually. There's a journaling master class. There's a sketchnoting master class. There are different master classes you can take. This is 10,000 because it's worth it. You would not believe it. We work with 2 10-year-old kids. We take 10,000 with them for them. So this is what our offering is. We'll get personal tracking, master classes, access to this is. And it's a total price of 72,000. Yes, for lifetime. If you add all these figures, it's a total of 72,000.
I'm curious. How many of you here are willing? How many of you think that these skills, all these skills that we are learning, that we are offering, is super valuable?
Okay. So it's a 6,000 per month thing. So all of your budgets, that's why I asked you your budget. But I am still ready to offer you something at a less rate because it's Niranjan's birthday and we want to do it. It's going to be 25,000 for lifetime. Now, some of you might be astounded at the figure. What is this figure? But let's calculate a little bit about the figure. Minimum 3 per week classes you are doing. Some week there are 5 classes. So approximately 16 classes a day, 16 classes a month. You get in 1 year, 292 classes. Let me round it off and it becomes into a 300. You are spending 83 rupees. That is if you are here for 1 year, I am giving you lifetime access. So just calculate in 83 rupees, a Momo packet. You can't get a full petrol. You can't get a Netflix subscription, but you can get unlimited access to our classes. Okay, you will get recordings. This time you will get recordings, you will get everything. And just because it's Niranjan's birthday and I have a special offer, we are going to give for the first 10 people only a 18,000. So it's like close to 60 rupees a class. Do you guys agree this class that we had today, any class we had is more than 60 rupees? So that is with doing it. It's just like a gym. The longer you commit to, the more you will get benefits of it. Plus, you can also get a one-to-one access. You can get a friend. You can get a family member. You can get a husband. You can choose anyone to join in. So the special price of 18,000 is available for only 10 people. Niranjan, let's drop the link. And these seats go like this.
I am dropping the link right now in the group here. So I've shared the link here. So you will find in this one, you will find the link to the 3 months. You'll also be able to find link for the lifelong access. You'll also be seeing an EMI option. Yes, we do provide an EMI option. For the EMI option, you just have to fill a small form that we have provided. So you can fill the form and then I'll reach back to you with the link for the special EMI option. So I have shared the link. Here. And you can go ahead.
And once you finish your platinum, you get access to a special one-to-one session with me where I draw a map for you. I draw your learning curve. I explain to you what it. You also get an art kit for us. Yes. Only sketching classes will be, so individually, if you see, they will be close to this. I will share individual prices. So the individual prices for this is close to this. That is also again applicable for only 10 people. We want people, we know we can't show changes in 1 month or 2 months. We need minimum of 3 months to at least see a change. And of course, if you are long line.
We used to offer month on month. We have done all of it actually. We've done boot camps before. We've done 21-day transformations before. We've done summer camps, memberships. We've done all of it. We realize that the ones who really bring the change are the ones who commit. And for those who commit, we really want to provide you with the best possible option. So hence we are offering you this crazy, really crazy thing of lifelong acts, which you will not find anywhere else. Like so many webinars you've attended before, you'll not find anywhere.
And I think the best thing is this, everything under one roof, whether I want to learn face yoga, whether you want to learn all of it, we are soon going to get a physical instructor as well.
We'll be holding a session on sleep meditation very soon, how to get deep sound sleep. So don't worry, for those of you who want the EMI option, you can see the link. It's already shared in the group. In that, just fill the form. It's a very small form with your name, phone number, and the reason for why you want to join in. That's it. Just 3-4 questions, and I'll reach back to you.
So lifetime platinum includes everything. Yes. You get to be a part of the Zen Gym classes from future. Whenever the weekly classes are happening, you get access. You get access to a community that is always helping each other out and doing it. You get access to our recorded sessions, which we'll show you tomorrow. Everything you will get under one roof.
Yes.
So I answer a couple of questions. What is the price? The price is 18,000 for the first 10, post which it's 25K. You can book your seat. I will recommend at least drop a message to Niranjan and tell them that this is the seat that I want to book in. Then when can I join in? Immediately. I'll immediately share with you and put you into the group, and you have to drop your introduction. That's it. How is it different from week-long classes? I showed you. We have week-long classes. You will be learning more or less the same thing every day. But with this, you will be learning different specialized classes. I will be defining special learning curves for you. In school and colleges, everybody was like, sab kuch karo. I'll be taking you through, like, you should do more of sketch noting. You should do sketch noting for your workplace. You should do it as a means of working on yourself. And the Ikigai session is a must, guys. Today, you just took one. You had seen the recorded session of Ikigai. I have been taking the Ikigai session for around 100 plus people this year. It's a great skill. It's a great thing to do it. What are you showing? Show, my hand is not working. Show.
It's not working. So these are all the Ikigai sheets. These are all the Ikigai sheets that Sansari has worked here. Mind to share some of the stories, like some of the best discoveries you had with Ikigai.
And share. I'm very proud of this. The Sadhana ji's story you've already heard. Then there was Sujata ji who told me I'm retired. I can't do anything. I've never been able to learn technology. Will I be able to do it? Now she's working on her own cooking thing. So I genuinely believe that change can be done. Once you start going on the same path, you are with the right people, you can build it. If the only consideration that you have for this is money or it shouldn't be. Like I had mentioned, everyone should have a budget. Time constraints, we can work with it. You can tell me what are your time constraints, I can get it. If some of you are like, is this class for me? We will talk more on Saturday or this, but you can do it.
Yes. So how much for the sketch classes alone? We don't offer sketch classes alone like that. Like I said, already the lifelong access compared to the value that we provide, it is, what do you say, you're going to be paying much less as compared to the value you're going to be providing. Now, if we held only art classes, in fact, you'll only be paying more. So no, just art classes.
So quickly tell me in the chat box, give me an eye if you are interested, and we will share with you the link so you can join in at the earliest. I think 2 people have already registered. Yes. So there are 8 seats left. Meanwhile, let me show you some of these beautiful transformation stories that have happened in this batch. When you were sitting like this, and you were like, I don't know what. With this, I am in just speechless there. So now let's get Ikigai session. There are some beautiful stories of the change. Sadhna ji, why don't you tell them? Was it difficult? Is Gen Zim very intensive? Is it difficult? Why don't you tell us? Because even though you are mentally 12 years, physically you are 52, tell us, how was this journey been for you? Was it tough for you?
No, not at all. It was excellent and it was slow and it is actually, you can understand yourself so nicely the way you taught to. No, today I am dressed up. So
I
Yes, she's
saw-
all dressed up.
I was like, she's never
Yeah.
dressed up for her husband, now she's dressing up for us.
so this was a date with myself. So I thought my background is changed, and so I learned so much and try. Now I'm trying to do more. Like पहले तो ठीक है इधर उधर से सीखती थी अभी no yeah I'm consistent with whatever anything I'm learning now. So I'm trying to implement all those things I'm learning. Now I'm not that shy to show my face on a Instagram also. So now I sing, now I show my face, I show, and I'm not quite confident now about
And
my-
I want you to win the talent hunt. Prepare a nice song and sing. I will secretly tell you Niranjan's favorite
yeah,
song.
I was about to ask that. What is
I will tell you. You sing for it.
it should not be a South Indian one, so I want
Guys, for all of you asking the link has already been shared in the group. You can find it in the batch 13 group and it's already being forwarded to all the groups. So you will certainly be receiving the link. It's been shared in the art communities. You will be able to find the links.
Okay. So I'm stopping recording because the session has been done.